everybody, and welcome to What's Your Story Live. I'm your host, Carrie Rowan, and I'm super excited to be here with you today. And what we do here each week is we take a little morsel, a little tidbit from my book, Tell a New Story, my internationally best-selling book. And I'm super excited to share some things with you today. And in my book, you can find the 5 simple steps to release these negative stories. You know the ones that you tell yourself inside your head, and the ones that you tell others that do not empower you. So I teach you how to release these negative stories so you can have more joy in your life, right? That's what we want. That's what we're actually here for. It's not to get shit done. We're here to live with more joy. So let's figure out how to do that. And this is a really simple way and a very small investment, $14.99 or $14.97 on Amazon. Go get your copy and figure out how to change those thoughts up in your mind. And here's what we're talking about today. Super excited. Hello, Tamara's here. Hi, nice to see you. And we're going to talk about how we detach from these thoughts, right? Did you know that we have more than 50, 60, 70,000 thoughts in any given day? Isn't that crazy? And here's the thing. How can all those thoughts be important, right? How can we prioritize those thoughts? How can all those thoughts have equal weight in our brain? There's so many of them. How do we categorize them? What do we do about these thoughts? And here's the really cool thing about all these thoughts. Half the time, the brain really doesn't know what it's talking about, right? It's just on automatic pilot. Doesn't that make you feel a little bit better to know that your brain's just on automatic pilot? A lot of it is just our biology, right? And here at What's Your Story Live, we talk about our biology. We talk about overcoming our biology, and these thoughts are just purely our biology. It's built into our brains, right? Our brains are like this big computer, and they're always scanning. They're always looking for problems. It's always looking for trouble. And believe me, you can always find something. And that's where a lot of those thoughts are derived from. The need to keep you safe. It's just doing its job. But we need to do our job. And our job is to become aware of these thoughts and throw out half of them, more than half of them, because they really don't serve us. And that's what I teach you. That's what I teach you in my book. And I'm going to teach you a couple little things here today that are going to help you manage those thoughts, right? And help you feel better. Because let me tell you, if you don't manage those thoughts and you just let them swirl around in your brain, they'll bring you down, right? Not managing those thoughts and believing half those thoughts, and what we do as humans, it's not just you, it's me, it's everybody, is we start to identify with those thoughts. And the second we identify with those thoughts in there, those 60 to 70,000 little buggers, that's when they got us. That's when they own us. When we identify with their thoughts, that's when we actually believe that we are those thoughts. But I am here to tell you, we are not those 60 to 70,000 thoughts. We are not our thoughts. We are not our thoughts at all. We're that pure, beautiful, joyful, loving energy that we talked about before. That's what I talk about in my book. That's who we are. But how do we get past that biology? How do we not let those thoughts bring us down from the second we wake up in the morning to the time we go to bed? And here's the thing, and I talk a lot about this in my book, is becoming self-aware. The number one most important gift you can give to yourself is to realize you are not those thoughts and to become aware of those thoughts. Because the second you become aware that you're not those thoughts start to quiet. Isn't that the irony of it, right? The second I become aware that I'm not those thoughts, I can do something about it. Now I have a choice that I can make. Now I have freedom involved, right? Because I don't have to be run by those thoughts. And here's the crazy thing. Most of those 70,000 thoughts are the same thoughts you had yesterday and the day before. And if your brain can't find something today to be worried about and make you anxious about, it'll pull something back from the history books, right? From your past that you can worry about today. Isn't that true? Has that ever happened to you? You start to feel good and all of a sudden the brain kicks in with something for you to worry about. And you're like, wait a minute. I was just busy feeling good a minute ago. Why am I getting wrapped up in this thought? So the second we can start to catch that, we can become self-aware. We catch those moments. We notice what our thoughts are doing because we actually have the power to rise above those thoughts. Isn't that cool? We have the power to rise above those thoughts. But how do we do that? How do we remind ourselves every day that we have that power? It lies in our self-awareness. It lies in being present with those thoughts and not letting those thoughts run us and control our lives. That's where it is. That's the secret, right? Have you ever meditated, had a really great deep meditation, like maybe at the end of yoga or something, and your mind is actually quiet? Where do those thoughts go? Or that moment when you're lying in bed just before you fall asleep at night. I love this moment when your mind goes into the alpha brain waves, right? It's just, you're not quite sleeping, but you're not quite awake. It's that beautiful, delicious moment when you're just relaxing. You're breathing deeply, your muscles are relaxing, and the breath is just taking you to this beautiful, quiet, delicious zone. And if anybody ever disturbs you in that moment, you're like upset, you're like angry because you're like, oh, I was in this great moment. That's the moment. The thoughts aren't running you at that moment, are they? No, you're in your alpha brainwave. Your body already knows how to do this. You already know how to get into this space where those thoughts are not driving you crazy. And that's what I recommend in my book, is starting a meditation practice. Why? Because A, it's easier than you think, because your brain and your mind already know how to do it. I just explained to you that you do it every day anyways. So why not do it deliberately? Why not find 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, whatever works for you? Find something. There's 5 different meditations right here in my book, and you can use any one of those if they resonate with you. So use one of those meditations. It's a guided meditation. Find something that works for you. I'll just show you really quick the QR codes that are in my book. This is actually a song, and I have 5 meditations. You just swipe your phone over it, and boom, it comes up on your phone for you. You can listen and participate. So there's 5 easy ones that come in my book. And what do? They guide you to that feeling. They guide you to just find a moment of quiet. That's all meditation really is. There's no big hoopla around it. People talk about different types of meditation and they complicate it. They really overcomplicate it. I simplify it. I bring it down to the basics. You're just trying to find a few moments of quiet in your mind. Why? Because you're quieting yourself from all those 70,000 thoughts that are barraging you. You are gaining self-awareness. You're gaining self-confidence so that you can say, hey, wait a minute, I don't have to be a victim of my own thoughts. Because friends, that is where suffering comes from. We become a victim of our own thoughts. We suffer in our own minds. And this is a little gift that you can give to yourself every single day. Maybe you're going to do yours in the morning when you wake up, or maybe in the middle of the day, or sometimes people like to meditate twice and they do a little meditation before bed. Whatever works for you, I say try it. There's thousands of apps and things that you can use. Find something, whatever it is. Maybe it's listening to the rain outside quietly with your eyes closed in your office. Maybe it's, listening to the air conditioner that you hear, a repetitive noise that you hear, whatever works for you. Maybe it's staring at a candlelight. There's a lot of different things. So find what works for you. Get yourself in that quiet space, because if you can give yourself just a few minutes of quiet a day, imagine stopping some of those 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day and knowing that you can do it. And just setting an intention for yourself. Hey, I just want to spend a few moments in quiet today for myself. That's my gift. That's my gift of self-care to myself today. Then I promise you're going to find those thoughts are quieting, they're softening. And then you can start to decide, and there's a couple really cool methods in my book. You're going to start to pick up those thoughts when they come in. You're going to notice them because now you're aware. And once you become aware, you can't go back to being unaware. That's the cool thing about being aware. And you're going to pick that thought up and say, oh, yeah, no, I don't want to, just going to let that go by. I'm just going to let that thought float by today. I don't have to pick it up. I don't have to go down the wormhole with it. I don't have to take it and elaborate on it. I don't have to go down that negative, mantra with that thought. You're going to start to learn. There's great little techniques that you can do. You can pick and choose whether that thought serves you or not, and just let it go by. You're overcoming your natural biology. So find that time. Realize that you are not those thoughts that are driving you crazy, and that you actually have more control, more power, and more freedom to choose not to think those same thoughts every single day. And a lot of times you can get a journal and start writing down what some of those thoughts are, and you'll start to see some patterns. You'll see repetitive thoughts coming through. So you know which ones trigger you. You know which ones are the trouble thoughts that you can just try letting pass. So get a copy of my book and you can see some of my techniques for helping you manage through those thoughts. You can get 5 meditations. And I would love to hear from you if you participated in this with me today live or afterwards. Hit me up in the comments and let me know what worked for you. Let me know what was your aha moment today from our chat about detaching from your thoughts. And before I leave, I just want to leave you with one quick little energy medicine tapping. We've done this one before. It's called K27. This is your kidney meridian. So just find your collarbone. And this is one of the energy medicine tools that I love to use from Donna Eden. It's one of her 3 thumps. So you find your collarbone, come down about 1 inch, and then you're going to go in about 1/2 inch. And you'll feel this little indentation. And that's your K27 point. And we're just going to tap on this. I like to just kind of put my fingers all together like this. You can use one or two fingers, or you can even use a fist, but up here I really think the fingertips work best. So tap that K27. Why? What's that going to do? It's going to revitalize your energy for you, right? Anytime you want. You can do this standing in line somewhere. You can do it one-handed driving. So you're going to tap this K27. You're going to feel more alert as well. And you know what else is really cool? If you're trying to focus, like you're working on a paper or a book like I was for a while, and you need to focus, this helps you focus. It manages your focus so that you can concentrate better. So just try the K27. Anybody who knows me and they want to make fun of me, they will just start tapping, and then they'll know that that's what I do all the time. So try this. Try your K27 tap today, and try some of the things that we talk about. Take some deep breaths. Close your eyes with this. Take some deep breaths. Sometimes I might even say a positive mantra for myself, like, things are always working out for me, or I'm really strong. I'm feeling stronger every day. Whatever it is that works for you. And take a nice deep breath in and out. Try the K27 thump whenever you need a little bit more energy or focus. Thank you so much for joining me here today at What's Your Story Live. And I'm Carrie Rowan. Have a visit at my website at carrierowan.com. Find out more about my book and my classes and my seminars. And I would love to chat with you. If you had some aha moments, please check in. And do be well and take good care. Thank you. Bye for now.